What's good, YouTube? We're gonna do some back and abs today. I'm gonna take you through my pre-workout snack real quick, and then we're gonna hit that lift. Let's go. So you start with 1 apple, dice it up, and put it in the bowl. Then after that, you wanna add 2 tablespoons of raw honey. Just go right on there with it. Then I like to go and add a little bit of cinnamon. You know, you can be a little generous with it. And then I wanna add just a little bit of pink Himalayan salt, just to help you break that stuff down. Get yourself a fork and you're ready to eat. So we're gonna warm up with just a couple pull-ups. So then we're gonna do lat pull downs till failure. I start off with 1 set of regular grip like this, and then I do another set with inner grip like this. Just, you know, alternate the muscles being used, you know? Next up, I got some isolated rows. These are good for upper mid back. Get some lower back extensions to get that lower back pump going, get that Christmas tree. Next, we're gonna do some shoulder shrugs for the traps. Decline crunches and be done with. let's take this phone cover off. Nothing crazy, but yeah, let's wrap it up and get our walk on. All right, so we're on our walk home now. Same as last time. I take the same route. It's about a mile. Yeah, it's still pretty early. It's starting to get nice out today. 67 degrees. So, I'm in nothing but a t-shirt and some pants. You feel me? Yeah. I'm definitely a strong advocate of getting your cardio in through just walking, A lot of people like to do the incline on the treadmill and all that, or the Stairmaster at the gym, which I'm not hating on that. I do that sometimes, you feel me, if it's really cold outside. But, you got feet, you can walk, bro. Just get outside, walk around the neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? Like, treadmills are cool and all, but they can't simulate real walking, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing quite like just putting on some headphones, getting a tough playlist going and just vibing out walking, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah. Back day was pretty quick, as it usually is for me. Not too many exercises to do, I just like to focus on making sure that my form's really good. I'm really feeling it in all my muscles. And, it's not that I'm like trying to ego lift, That's something I've been really trying to crack down on lately. Because everyone ego lifts. It's something that happens at some point in your lifting career. It's just, you get bigger, you start looking better, start feeling better, you know what I'm saying? You think, oh yeah, I can move these big weights around, which, you'll get there. But it's important that, a little guy like me, I'm 140 pounds, I mean, by all means, I've come a long way. When I started, I could curl the 15 pounds for maybe 6 reps. And yeah, I was, for a little while, getting better, quick progress, as one done. This is when they first started going to the gym. But then I just kept trying to force progress, and yeah, I mean, at the peak of my bulk, maybe, I could curl the 50s, but as I started to cut, I was getting down to the 150 range, 155 maybe. I kept trying to curl 50-pound dumbbells, which, quite frankly, caused me to break down on my form, using a lot of shoulders. And I didn't even honestly notice I was doing it until, one of my buddies at school told me. We were at the school gym. He's like, yo, dude, you're using straight shoulders to curl them. And that's the thing, is you got to make sure that you're not ego lifting and that you're actually using proper form. Because proper form is what builds muscle, I mean, you can throw a bunch of heavy weight around, but if you're not, throwing it around the right way, you know what I mean? With the proper technique, you're not really hitting the muscles you want to hit. And at that point, it's honestly not a waste of time, but, you're cutting your gains that you could be making. So yeah, I mean, for me, I definitely had to kind of bite my ego a little bit and go down a little bit on the weight, because it's a simple fact. I was 178 pounds at the peak of my bulk, So a dude that weighs 178 is gonna most likely push a lot more weight than a dude that weighs 140, And being a dude that went from 178 to 140, my lifts are bound to go down. And that's just something I have to cope with, It's not a bad thing, because I'm still pushing heavy weight, I'm still pushing myself to the point where the weight is heavy. And, I'm not trained in mild discomfort, I'm training until I can't move the weight anymore. And that's how you're supposed to do it, Now, as for your rep range, I don't count my reps. I go till failure every set. I try to make sure that I'm going until quite physically I cannot move the weight, And yeah, that's what I really like to do on back day. I mean, a lot of people say they struggle with their form on lat pull downs and stuff, Honestly, maybe it's just a gift, but that's never been an issue for me. I've always really been able to feel it. But, it's definitely important to get that form down, because it is really easy when you're doing lat pull downs to go from using your lats to using all your biceps and your forearms to pull down that bar once it starts getting tiring. You really just got to think about driving your elbows down to your waist. And that's how you properly hit a lat pull down. You don't want to be using your lower back either. You should be swinging backwards on every set. But a little bit of movement is good. You got to get a little bit of movement, because you got to move your chest back enough to bring it down to your chest. And that's the key to lat pull downs. A lot of people like to use cable rows, and nothing against cable rows. I used to use them when I first started working out. But me personally, I felt that I hit the weight way better. I feel it more, and I've gotten way more gains from doing the isolation rows, just because when you're using a cable row, it's really hard, especially once you start getting into heavier weights or weight that's greater than your body weight, to keep your body from moving as you're rowing, And as you start to do that and you're using your body and you're moving back and forth, to get that weight going, it's not proper form, And having a chest block right here that keeps you in place as you're rowing, it isolates your back, and it keeps other muscles from doing the job that you want your back to be doing. And it quite literally, in my opinion, gives you more gains. So yeah, but training back's not really all that hard. You just got to know what muscles to hit, how to do it. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some muscles like I don't even know exist. Like, I find out about new muscles every day, you feel me? But yeah, so my advice to you, if you're new to the gym and you're a little unsure about back, I mean, stick to your essentials. Obviously, the lats, I don't even know the name. Oh yeah, your rear traps. You get your front traps too, obviously. But most exercises that you do with shoulders end up bystandingly hitting your your upper traps. So you don't have to go too crazy on them, but if you really want to get them traps pumped up, But yeah, I'm not trying to keep the video too long, I gotta go to Aldi's, go grocery shopping. I might do a little video on top of that, show you what a grocery shop looks like on the cut. But yeah, other than that, try to keep these videos a little bit shorter, around like 25-20 minutes, ideally. But yeah, thank you for watching this far. Peace out, YouTube.